We knew we needed to do something to get this fixed. Talked to a lot of doctors, tried some different medications, nothing seemed to work until we found LearningRx.
So what were my biggest struggles before LearningRx? I would say probably confidence issues and processing speed. For example, like with my driving, my processing speed was very below average. So when I go to like a red light, it'd take way too long for me to notice. I have to slam on my brakes. I was an extremely unsafe, bad driver. And another issue I had too was just confidence in myself. There were so many things that like I wanted to be good at, like skiing for example, but I'd be like, no, other people are good at that. That's just not me. I had a very limited mindset and I had no self-trust, I'd say.
Before starting LearningRx, I noticed there were a lot of memory issues. So he would forget to bring his lunch to school. He would forget to bring his coat or his assignment. So there were a lot of trips up to the school to drop off what he had forgotten. I chose LearningRx because I was watching the news one day and Rich was on with another mom and child and they were talking about all the struggles that kid had. And they all resonated with me. I thought, that kid has the same struggles as my kid, and that kid had great success at LearningRx, so maybe this was finally my answer.
And I'd say kind of the reason I stuck with LearningRx is just because of how much I care and love myself. I knew that if I could complete 107 of these sessions, I could do anything. And that's why I stuck with LearningRx through the good days and the bad days.
Bailey would always come to LearningRx sessions in a good mood and wanting to get the best out of it, and he wanted to just conquer the world, and he would come in here and have the biggest group of cheerleaders around him, and it was really a very supportive environment, and he couldn't have done it without the great attitude of all the trainers he had.
I'd say self-confidence is the biggest result I've seen. Confidence with myself, like driving for example, I am a exponentially safer driver now. I'm able to learn new things so much quicker.
Bailey's memory since starting LearningRx has just skyrocketed. It's just amazing. It's who is this kid? And his processing speed, his ability to think 2 or 3 steps ahead and recognize what's going on around him. I'm sure it saved your life with driving.
100%, yeah. For example, I'll tell you guys a little bit of a story. I work at a local amusement park, Valley Fair. When I learned my first ride, this was shortly after I started LearningRx. I'd maybe done 10 sessions at the time, and it was extremely difficult for me to learn like new rides to operate as it's very complex. Tons of different steps, tons of different things you have to focus on, and it took me about 4.5 hours to learn my first ride. Wasn't a great experience. Coming back this year, I started working back in April. I learned other rides so much faster. It took me 30-45 minutes. And learning these rides, it's complex steps, so many things you have to keep in your memory that I was able to remember.
I thought it was going to be a tutoring center at first. And so I thought they were just going to help them with math or something like that. This is not a tutoring center. This is teaching your brain how to work. So I think that's something that really sets them apart. They're going to teach you how to learn. They're going to help you so that math isn't so hard anymore, or that memorizing history lessons are not so hard anymore because they're teaching you how to
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh, good.